and today is the day we finally get to throw in the upgraded Hellcat Redeye Axles. They look much beefier than the factory ones, which I'll put them side by side once we get them out, and should handle a lot more power. So we're gonna get this ripped apart. We're gonna take off the knuckle to do them this time. There is a couple different ways you can do them. I'll kind of show you when you get under there. But let's get the tires off and get this started. All right, got the wheels off, and we'll pull apart the brakes now. Get the caliper off, pull the rotor, and then we'll go from there. All right, we got the brakes apart. These hubs are definitely quite rusty. Definitely rust is a little bit of a problem where I live. So we'll get that all cleaned up really nice. And we'll disassemble the park brake shoes. There's two clips, one there. We'll try and get some of these springs off and separate them off the hub. Park brake shoes all disassembled. I'm going to replace those while I'm doing the axles here, but there'll be a separate video on all the brake stuff. So we're gonna remove this axle nut on both sides. All right, the axle is a 32 millimeter. Now we're going to get this little 10mm ABS sensor bolt. Shouldn't be too tight. And try to wiggle that sensor out. Luckily, mine came out no problem. And just set that aside. Alright, now we're going to pull the park brake cable little Torx bolt here. It should be a T30, and hopefully we can get this park brake cable out. To the lower trailing arm and the lower control arm bolt along with the sway bar length. This lower control arm bolt is a 12mm hex and a 21mm on the other side. And the axle came with it. Now we don't have to pry it out. Alright, well, the axle pulled itself, so less work there. And the knuckle is out, not too bad at all. Alright, so here I was going to attempt to swap over the tone rings from my factory axles. Wasn't 100% sure if the Redeye tone ring was the same. But obviously after a little bit of trying here, I tore the rubber that kind of coats the ring itself. So wasn't able to get them off my old axles. They were pretty rusted on there. But did a little bit of research and it turns out that the Redeye tone ring is exactly the same. And after I got the car back together, there's no ABS lights and no problems, so we can assume that they are the same. So we can just leave those on there. That's not going very well. Already, these are quite rusted on. This is what I was kind of worried about. So we're going to attempt to see if this other one is the same. Alright, so comparing these things, double checking that everything looks correct. They are the same length. And for the tone ring, since I tore that one trying to get it off, I've done a little more research and found that they all should be the same. So we're going to leave these ones on there and hope for the best. We'll see. And comparing this end, just to eliminate any confusion, factory one is 35.89. 35.89, so the same there. And the seal surface, 49.87, 49.92. So they are pretty much exact. So we'll get these in. Always a good idea to take a little bit of fresh gear oil on your finger and just lubricate the seal so that it's easy to go on the axle for the install. If your axle seals are leaking, now is the time to replace them. So we'll slide this axle in here now. And it's a good idea to put some gear oil on this little ring here, and on the splines, and on the seal as I showed you. Okay, and they're popped into place there. Looks good there. And now we'll clean up the outer hub, outer steering knuckle and wheel bearing assembly, and then start reassembly. Alright, so before you reassemble the knuckle, it's very wise that you push the sleeve back. It's kind of protruding a little bit. You can get that flush with the surface of this, and that will incredibly help trying to get this back onto that lower control arm bushing. So I found this way. Throw this. This is a last chance hub tamer or hub removal bolt, and I found it works perfect in this situation. Alright, so we can now torque up these upper bolts here. Since I have the AAD arms and the bushings are not solid bushings like the factory, the sleeve can move in between the bushing. So I can tighten these now. If you have your regular factory arms, you should be tightening these when the vehicle is at ride height. This lower bushing here is still the factory rubber solid bushing, so I'm going to have to tighten that one at ride height along with this toe adjustment bolt. Alright, time to throw the parking brake shoes back on. It's a really good idea to buff up all the little spots where the shoe moves back and forth, the little pads, and then lubricate them all with a good quality brake lube. This will keep the shoes moving freely back and forth. Alright, we can tighten the two upper camber bolts the nuts to 72 foot-pounds. Alright, and the rest of the stuff should be tightened at ride height. So we'll get these shoes on now. Alright, next we're gonna install the park brake cable. Those are torqued to 81 foot-pounds. Also good to put a little bit of lubricant on the ears of the pads. I'll slide those in. You can push back the piston on your caliper. You can use multiple different things. This is what I have at home. Once you got that done, also good to put a little bit of lubricant on the piston and also on the ears where it contacts the pad. Torque to 23 foot-pounds. Alright, I've got a new nut and I'm going to throw some Loctite on the axle threads. I've had quite a few times, even from factory, that I found the axle nuts were coming loose. So probably not a bad idea to throw some Loctite on it. use this to hold the rotor when I torque it. I'll get it close with an impact. Again, that is a 32 millimeter. We're also going to torque that up to 157 foot-pounds. Hopefully that doesn't go anywhere. And we're all done there. The rest we have to tighten up the bolts at ride height. So we'll get the tire on. Alright, got this side all together. Now we'll do that all over again on the left side. Alright, got the driver's side axle out. Interesting to see the little bit of a beef up. This little section in here, this axle is much, a little bit bigger. Doesn't get thin here going into the hubs. So definitely look beefed up there. And I did confirm, obviously the right side fit, so they are both 32 spline going into the differential. And they also fit the outer hub perfectly. So these are a perfect swap for manual, automatic, doesn't matter. We'll clean this one up and slide it in. you can see that is pushback flush. So come to realize that the sway bar link is bent. So we're gonna have to replace them. Side by side, definitely quite the bend in the left side here. So we'll swap those out. They're not tight yet. We also need to tighten those at ride height, along with the toe link and that bushing as well. The rest of these up here were spare flex, or they can move inside of each other. So you can tighten those down. So now we'll get the brakes, park brakes back together. 81 foot-pounds. And these are torqued to 23 foot-pounds. And again on this side, a good bit of new Loctite for the axle nut. I've also got new nuts on both sides. Technically they're a one-time use only. If you have to reuse it, just make sure you put some Loctite. Alright, and here it shows that to tighten all of these and in this order and with the vehicle at curb height. So camber link, compression link, the stabilizer link, tension link, and then the toe link, and then the spring link. So that is your camber link, that is your tension link, that is your compression link here, sway bar link here, and toe link here. And your spring link bushing bolt is right here. That's the last one you tighten. And here are the specifications. Here is foot-pounds. And there you are. Not the easiest thing to tighten. I had it up on just some small ramps like that. Tough to get under there, but it worked. So now we'll try everything out and go seat in the brakes. Alright, so the other way of doing this that I was talking about, if you don't want to remove all the steering knuckles, you can take the diff out. So you remove your drive shaft and loosen all of your 4 differential bolts, or any bolts that are connecting to your differential, like my diff brace, You're going to want to take the exhaust out, whether that's the whole system or just the back half. Depends how yours is set up. Then you're able to drop the diff down and then slide the axles out one at a time. And then you can kind of sneak it out that way. I have, however, found that the knuckles weren't that hard to do, and you can do it yourself. Dropping the diff down, you kind of want two people. So there is the option of doing that if you'd like.
I've been told from our wonderful drag director, this is your 15-minute warning to get